This is Testimony from the Borders with another testimony from the borders. All right. Low cancer rates. The Middle East, within the borders, they have the lowest cancer rates in the world. And there's some reasons why that the Middle East has the lowest cancer rates in the world. Now we're gonna see where some of the highest. We're gonna see some of the highest, but first we have to break down why is the cancer rate so low within the borders. Well, this is something you won't find on your news. This is something our people are not talking about, and they will tell you to stay away from the borders, stay in the lands of captivity, and they won't tell you the cancer rates. When you come out of the lands of your captivity, you have an opportunity to decrease your cancer rate dramatically, tremendously. And so when you're in the lands of your captivities, it increases significantly, and you don't want this. I definitely don't want this. All right, so let's see why. Why is this? Why cancer incidences in the Arab countries is much lower than other parts of the world. All right, we told you about their religion over here. Number one, they have Ramadans going on. Fasting, number one. This is the reason why the cancer rate is so low here. Fasting. When they're fasting, they fast from, you see here, dawn to dusk. When the sun goes down, they eat. And they do this, of course, for 1 month. What fasting? Cancer hates fasting. Cancer wants you and me to eat. And when we eat and eat, obesity people, that's why they have the highest rates in cancer. It's feeding. When you fast, you killing the cancer. You causing the cancer not want to grow. Fasting. And this is the number one reason. Right now, say what you want to say. Christians be laughing because the Muslims are fasting, and I can eat. And I can eat. And I'm not fasting, but they're feeding cancer cells. This is while they're laughing, they're getting sicker. So you don't want to feed these cancer cells. It just eat and eat and eat. And this is how we do. And then when you eat sweets, the sweets make you feel like you want to eat more. You can't get full. You can't stay full. Anyone that's up in age, once you get up in age, your body changes so much. One of the things, you begin to be full longer and you eat less. And I know there's a reason why this is happening. Same thing when you're sick and you have flu, cold, you don't want to eat. Because that sickness is feeding off on your food. That's why your body says all the food tastes nasty. This food is nasty. I don't want to eat nothing, not even a piece of bread. All right, the next one. Let's go down to the next one. Number two. Number two is spices. They use many different spices. There are spice shops everywhere here, and they are very, very cheap. The spices are very, very cheap, so they're eating a lot of food with spices. These spices fights the cancer, reduces inflammation. Listen, it is ultimately healthy. We have turmeric, cinnamon, cardamom, saffron, nutmeg, all of these, and of course there are many more, but all of this is help fighting the cancer. Number three, alcohol and cigarette smoking. All right, this is a big one because the alcohol, Muslims, they are forbidden. It's haram. They can't drink alcohol. Now you have we do know the alcohol is poison. The alcohol is poison. There's a video about that on Yahuah Is One Channel. And we should know the poisoning that's in the alcohol. This is what makes people sick. This is what makes them vomit. They have poison in them. This is what makes the hangovers. You just have headaches. You feel bad. It's because of the poison. Now, the cigarettes. The women, they are not smoking like the men. The men smoke like chimneys. And I have to say, their rate of cancer would be reduced even more if they weren't smoking. Now, there's nothing in the Quran that says they can't smoke, and that's why they smoke. I've asked these questions to many of them. Though tobacco or smoking in general is not explicitly mentioned in the Quran or the Hadith, contemporary scholars have condemned it as potentially harmful. Now, this is what some people that's deep in their book, their Quran, this is what they say. It says in the Quran, anything you put in your body that's harmful, you shouldn't do it. So some of them got it, most of them do not. And I've seen this. If they go off to pray, some of them will come in the room with me, the men only. Women prays in a room with no man in the room, no man. So the men will come in the room and pray. After they pray, they light up a cigarette. And I had to tell some of them, what are you doing? I have to let them know. You know what you're doing? You're doing this, then you're going to smoke cigarettes and putting harmful chemicals in your body. They said the average cigarette has 5,000 to 7,000 chemicals. They know this. They know it's harmful. It's deadly. And some believe, so here it is, and have at times prohibited smoking outright, declaring it haram. Actually, that they shouldn't be smoking. People keeping Torah, you should not be smoking. We shouldn't be smoking. You putting damage. You putting chemical. The cigarettes are poison. It's another type of poison. Okay, someone's saying, well, the food is poison. You get the cleanest food you can find. That's all we can tell you. Get the cleanest. Now, if you're in the lands of captivity, this is going to be something that's almost impossible. And then the last one, number 4, genetics. So they came from Abraham, of course. All right, let's see some of the highest places. These are the cancer rates by countries. You're going to see some of the highest places in the world. This is the numbers here, 1 per 100,000. 1 per 100,000. Now let's see. Number 1 is Australia, and it is 452.4. If you live in Australia, you have the highest chance of getting cancer. Australia. You shouldn't want to be in Australia. There are people that watch Yahuah Is One Channel in Australia that's in contact with me by email. Number 2, New Zealand. Number 3, Ireland. Number 4, United States at 362.2 per 100,000. You know the United States going to be high up on the list as listen, one of the highest risk of cancer. You know it had to be high on the list. Now I want you to notice something here. These are mostly areas where Esau is in these areas. These are his areas. These are mostly European countries. Denmark, 351. Netherlands, 349.6. Belgium, 349.2. Canada, America's neighbor, 348. France, 341. Hungary. Look at all these European countries. And if you look at Australia and New Zealand, you will find that most of those people came from Europe. They're Europeans. I think Australia It's 71%. 71%. One more thing here. Let's take a look at these numbers here. I got to put this on the screen where it will fit. Let's look at some of these numbers. All right, this is Saudi Arabia. Look at this, 96.40. Some of the lowest in the world, 96.4. Let's go to Iraq, 134.9. Iran, 152.7. Turkey goes up, 231, but it's out of the borders. Jordan, 155.30. Let's see, can I get the little strip there? It's hard to get this little strip here. Israel, 240.70. Did I not tell you? Where Edom is high. What is Israel doing within the borders so much higher than the others? This is the Father's hand on it. The hand of judgment. Egypt, 159.40. And you can see here America, 362. Watch, people in America. Watch this. Watch this, people in America, 362.20. Go just south to Mexico and watch what happens. 140. There's a curse. There's a curse on the place. And the reason these places are cursed is because of wickedness. It is because of wickedness. So for all the people, this is a testimony for all the people that's in all these other countries, especially the countries of Esau, Edom, aka Shire. When you come out and get within the borders, you reduce your chances of getting cancer tremendously. This is testimony from the borders.